Oh, I hate snakes. Hate them, hate them, hate them. Now, I feel very confident that there are several of you laughing right now thinking, why didn't you just pick the thing up and throw it in there? But I'm telling you, I hate snakes. Oh, it like goes down below the grass and you can't see it anymore.
Oh dear.
That's kind of cool.
No, it's not. It's creepy. It might be following us.
All right, welcome back to Shawnee Hill's Workshop. Well, that was a exciting way to start videoing. It's late in the evening. It's about 7:30 now or so. I had a real busy day at work today, so just now getting out in the shop. Blood's still pumping a little bit. I hate snakes. I know that that's not a venomous snake. That's the reason that I trapped it and relocated it. But it doesn't mean that I have to like them. But yeah, so today I'm going to try to install this door. Now I have a door slab already, and a couple mornings ago I came out and ripped down some pine in 4 9/16 so I can use it for jambs, and I cut out the 2x4 sill plate. So tonight I'm going to try to get some hinge pockets cut in that door slab and get it on the jamb as well, get it hung and installed into the wall. I almost forgot, before we get started today, I got something I want you to do. I'd really like to know where the people that watch my videos are from. So if you'll take a second, pause the video, go down in the comments, and just put where you're from. State, country, whatever you feel comfortable doing. But I'd like to hear from you. All right, let's get back to the video. So Pat M, this one's for you. You left a message about my open box the other day. And the truth of it is, when we were remodeling, I guess I swept up the old screws because I have completely misplaced them and can't find them. So I actually had to order screws off Amazon, and they just got here today. So this is for you if you're still watching. Well, there you go, Pat. We're all safe now. I promise one of these days I'm going to get this shop organized. So I'm going to swing this door back up against this wall. So I went ahead and cut my hinge jamb piece just to make sure the length's right. See how it's going to be. And then what I'll do is I will make a level line across and then measure down so I know the length of my latch side jamb. Typically, when you get a door, it's already got the jambs cut and they're about 1 inch long, and trim a little bit off one side or the other. But I've got the ability, since I'm building my jamb, to just build it right from the beginning. But I'm going to go ahead and cut my hinge pockets on the door and match them on the jamb, and then I'll get ready to cut the other pieces of the jamb. Since I've only got one door to hang, it's not worth making a jig for it. So I just measure down 8 inches from the bottom, 8 inches from the top, and then 38 inches from the top as well for the center hinge. And I'll just trace out the hinges. The actual location of the hinge isn't that important, just so long as it matches the jamb. And I'll always take a sharp utility knife, and I just want to score right on that line. And the only reason I'm doing this is I'm going to freehand this with a router. And when I cut that line, when I get the router bit really close to that line, it'll break clean. And so I'm no longer relying on the visually seeing the line. I'm going to rely on watching that chip fly out. And it just gives me a cleaner cut too. I don't have a lot of experience with Ryobi tools. I believe this is only one of 2 Ryobis I own. I think I have this and a belt sander, both of which my father gave to me back in 1999 or 2000. I'm not exactly sure. I remember that I was getting a job as a carpenter to work my way through school, and he basically filled my truck up with tools that he had that he gave to me. He was a contractor as well, so he gave me the ability to earn a living, to which I am forever grateful. But back to the point, he gave me this, and I know that Ryobi gets a really bad rap, and maybe it's deserved. Maybe their other tools aren't very good, but like I said, I've had this for 20 years now, and for 10 years I put it through its paces almost daily, mostly cutting hinges and things like that, but also profiles. It's been a great tool. It's my favorite router. I hate that the bearings are finally going out of it. I love that it was an easy adjust, lock it here. You only had to use 1 wrench because it has a lock in, lock out on the spindle. So you could just lock it and then use 1 wrench to take the bit out. It was just a good little router, but it is definitely long in the tooth, and I have been eyeballing a 20 volt DeWalt trim router that I think I'll replace it with. When I'm getting ready to mark out the hinges on the Jamb side, I don't use a tape measure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up on top of the hinge side of the door, and I'll leave about 1/8 of an inch overhanging past the, oh, I almost made a mistake. Y'all didn't even warn me. That's what happens when you're out of practice. So the first thing I need to do is, using the same type of wood that my top jam's going to be out, mark a line for how thick that jam's going to be, and then give myself about somewhere between a 1/16 and 1/8 of an inch. Now let me stand it back up, and I'll line that mark up at the top of my door. Can't believe y'all were going to let me do that. So then I just go mark the edge of the hinge. I'm going to take my combination square and measure the depth of the hinge pocket, because you do want your depths to be the same. You got it? Hold on, just don't worry about that one yet. I gotta get this one first. Now, the screw will pull it in. That's why I pre-drill it, so when I put the screw in, it pulls everything nice and straight. If it's just a little bit twisted or a little bit warped.
What does that mean?
Warped means crooked. I mean, it's bent. So I'm getting ready to install the door, and the first thing I do is I check the hinge side to see which way it's out of plumb, because I guarantee they'll always be out of plumb. And this one, if I'm touching the bottom, I'm going to be slightly away at the top. So I know that when I put this door in, I'm going to go ahead and shove the bottom over to the stud and put a nail in there, and then I'll level from there. Now earlier I put one nail in the jamb at the top just to pull it up to keep it out of my way. So I'll go to where that nail is and I'll pry it down until that gap is about even all the way across. And then I will come and put one nail just right into the latch side at the top. Now I'll just hold the door flush against the jamb, and whatever this gap is at the top, I'm going to try to shim it to make it equal all the way down. If the jamb's too close to the door in a spot, you can go ahead and put a nail in first before you shim it, and that just pulls it in, and then you can shim it back out. Now, something else you want to be looking for is scissor of the door, and that's basically that the jambs are in plane and not twisted. And you can easily do that by when you're checking your gap on the latch side, make sure that the front of the door is flush with the jamb. Well, it's about 9:30 p.m. I'm going to call it a night. Go get my shower and get ready for bed. Got to get up early for work in the morning. I might try to come out tomorrow, trim this door, add some stop, and get this wall painted. Because once that's done, we can go ahead and hang the tool cabinet. So, yeah, it makes a big difference. It's amazing how just little things like trim, doors, how it just really finishes off a space. So, if you like this kind of video, click that thumbs up. If you don't like it, click the thumbs down, but tell me what I can do different so I can get better. If you're not already a subscriber, I'd love to have you. Consider subscribing, and if you want to get notified, make sure you hit the bell so you'll know when I upload a new video. I'm uploading them quite often right now, so hopefully we can keep this pace up. Thanks for watching. The camera never does it justice, but the sky and the moon are absolutely amazing tonight.